Right. Um, Basically, we bought a new house up at 15 Stoney Bank Road in Earby, and we're looking at some kitchen designs. Um, I've got a gallery here. I might as well just show you the house first. This is before we did any work, so I'll just scroll through them. The that's a room where I'm going to have my command center, basically my desktop PC in this area, and we want to have a utility down here with a washer, dryer, stuff like that. That's from the other side of the room, and this door here is the entrance to the kitchen. This kitchen's very old. I don't know how many years it had been in there, but basically we're doing a complete refurbishment of the entire house, so it's having a refurb at the moment. More of the kitchen, and I'm going to show the kitchen designs on B&Q spaces. We've had one done with magnet as well, but at this stage it's on the design process in browser-based editors like this one. We only got the keys to 15 Stoney Bank Road on the 2nd of September, so just over a week ago. It's now the 11th, and work's already started, so it's pretty frantic. But this is the living room. In here, down towards this end, on the left-hand side, we're going to have a living room with a TV and a sofa. So a sofa along this wall here, a three-seater, and a TV opposite. The fireplace is coming out. That view there is where the dining room is going to be, and we're going to have a divider here where the carpet is going to carpet on one side in the living room and a hard floor on the other side, and that's going to be the dining room. Here we do want to put some French doors with a patio out to the front. These are the steps, and you can see the kitchen there. That's the guest bedroom, but as you can see, the plug sockets and the wiring in the property is probably 50 years old. It's absolutely ancient, and it's, according to the electrician, very dangerous the way it's been set up. Well, old standards, things have changed a little bit. Things have improved significantly. That's a small little sort of guest bedroom, or, you know, not really guest, but this is a view of the landing. This is the master bedroom, the one where I'm going to sleep in. That's a bay window, so we're thinking of having a dressing table there in the front of it. And this is the bathroom. Bathroom really dated. It's actually a tiny little bathroom, so it's going to be hard to sort that out. And I'll show more plans over time, but first of all, I'm only showing the kitchen. I'll do more videos just for my own sake, and if anybody watches it, woohoo! What awesome. So in a minute you're going to see a lot of photos where work's actually started. This is the bathroom. That's coming out. The Worcester boiler is only a couple of years old, so we're going to keep that, and we're going to have a storage tank next to the bathroom upstairs. That's the sink. These are the electrics. That's a message from one of the workmen working on it. I'll read it in a sec. The electrics for the property, basically this here is the meter, and I think I'm right in saying that it's Yorkshire Electric Board that fit those, and then this is the consumer unit, this thing in grey, which as you can see is very old technology for a consumer unit. They haven't looked like that in a lot of years, and it's all mounted up there. The entire electrics for the house, and like I say, I wouldn't say it was a death trap, but well, you could say a bit of a death trap. It's all changing. Um, this is the neighbour's bathroom, so uh, and these are some cows out of the the view from the back garden and coffee, right? So this is where the electricians have already started to go in and change things. Um, for the bedroom upstairs, we're thinking on this wall of having his and hers fitted wardrobe and chest of drawers. So wardrobe on either side and a chest of drawers in the middle. You'll see that as I build more videos. Um, we're estimating the refurb to take about 3 months. Obviously, in the new year, I put my previous property up for sale. That was an apartment in Skipton at Glistermill. It took 3 months to find a buyer. There was a lot to do there for the estate agents. Once we found a buyer, we set the ball rolling with the solicitor in order to square the sale off. That took another 3 months. So basically, winter and spring were used up the first half of the year, and then in summer I moved into Kay's parents' house, and that's where I'm currently residing. And we got the sale for the purchase of Glistermill completed. Like I say, we got the keys on Friday the 2nd of September, so just over a week ago. And now that we're moving into autumn, the refurbishment of the house has started, so hopefully we'll get it all done inside a year. I think it should be doable. But like I say, his and hers wardrobe and chest of drawers here, and the TV is going to be on top of the chest of drawers. You might have seen that sort of setup in the hotels. That's what we're thinking. Don't know how to design that. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. This is the guest bedroom, having new electric points put in here because we're going to have a double bed in the middle, and then obviously each side of the bed has a nightstand. That's the American word, or a bedside table, as the English call it. And obviously a electric point for feeding the TV that's going to be on the chest of drawers here, and we'll put a wardrobe there for the guest. This is the small bedroom, because obviously it's a 3-bed semi, but it's basically 2 beds and a box, as all semi-detached houses are. Tiny bathroom, steps, tiny bathroom, steps. And actually, I wanted to discuss the steps because that's why I've got this image here to show you something that we're struggling with at the moment. Obviously, this here, I think this door, it's in the kitchen, and it was probably used as a cold store back in the day. I don't know how they did things 50 years ago when this house was built, but it had like a pantry. It probably used to keep food in it or something. And I've actually got a line tool selected here, because what we would like to do, obviously this is the kitchen design. I'll just zoom around it a bit. This is B&Q Spaces, so you can design your own kitchen using that software, have some designs done. But all companies do a fairly similar job with kitchens. You can select these objects and move them about in the 2D view and build up how your unit space is going to look. That's a gas hob over there. You can zoom in and take a closer look. But next to this door on this side over here somewhere, which isn't on the plan, I'll bring up the 2D view just to point it out. It's this space here, and that has a little pantry that's underneath the steps. So going back to this page here, Um, right. First of all, I'm going to show you the electrics and the complications that I'm having. I'll just show a few more photos. That's the kitchen ripped out. They've already started working on. Well, the electrics have been done completely. They've yet to take the flooring out. That's uh, the pantry wall again. And I showed a picture of the electrics down there because ideally with this kitchen design, and I'll just show it in 3D again, because we've got a double oven there, like an oven and a grill. We'd like those to be high up so that I can transfer objects from the hob. Well, not objects, what you call them, pots and pans, like if you cook a curry or you made minced beef and dumplings, or I don't know, just meals that you have for your dinner, to move them from the hob on into the oven to let it cook, if that's what you do. Well, ovens are very handy or whatever. This corner here next to the taps will be used for making brews and storage space. In this corner here, I've got a freestanding microwave that I want to put on there, and obviously the hob space. The reason why we want we want some unit space or some worktop space for preparing meals would be, ideally I want to move the ingredients out of the fridge all in one go and then prep them, using knives or whatever, then turn on the heat and start transferring the ingredients into the pot or the pan and cook it for a bit and then wash up obviously and serve, and then that's your meal. That's why I want the kitchen design like that. But the problem we've got is that we would like the fridge to go underneath. Let's just go to the photos again. In this hole here, basically, a double fridge freezer so that we can have the fridge nice and high, which is ideal. Because the other option is to put a fridge underneath one of the worktops. That isn't really what we want to do. Put a fridge under there and have we're going to have a utility area with a washer dryer in the command center, and we could put a freezer in there. That is doable, and have a fridge under the sink. So the problem we've got is these electrics here are in the way. That's the electricity meter for Yorkshire Electric Board. And obviously, if you slot a fridge in there, because there's a wall on the side, it'd have to be a slimline fridge for a starter, and it's going to be very difficult to have to wheel it out to say, yeah, get in there and have a look at the meter. It's just ridiculous, really. So what we'd like to do is move this meter, if possible, but the cable feeding the meter is a big, thick cable, probably about an inch across. That's feeding the entire power to the property, and those cables are live. So in order to move it, you need a specialist who can feed it into a box, send another wire of an equal thickness or design out of the other end of the box in order to get that increased range to move this damn thing. And if you can do that in the two-bed semis that were built, or two-bed and a box semi that were built 50 years ago, if you could, it's probably been done many times before, but if you could start modifying them in this way, put this thing under the steps, then that space can be used for a double fridge freezer. Ideally, is what we want to do. There was talk, which some people have done. Let's have a look. This here is a load bearing wall, so I think it is anyway. I've had a word with the builder. He's called Simon. And he said, well, basically, I'll just bring up a tool. This wall here, he says he's holding up the staircase. I didn't take some proper good views of what was further up there. But the top of the steps is like a big square, and that this wall here and this bit here it's I think a load bearing wall. So he did say if you take it out, you can knock it out, but you're gonna have to hold it up with steel members. I only use the word steel member because my friend Luke Bell is a structural engineer, and that's the kind of word he uses. Obviously, in object-oriented programming, you've got member functions and variables that are a member of a class. You know, we use the word member in object-oriented programming, but for an engineer, it might just be a member, like an object in a catalogue, like a catalogue or a list of products that a company sells in order to modify structures or build structures and stuff like that. But yeah, I think this is a load bearing wall, and he did say you'd need a steel member or whatever you want to call it down there holding this bit up. And obviously, let's go back to this photo. You'd still be stuck with the situation where you're trying to slide the fridge out sideways in between two steel members. I just don't think it's going to work. It's an absolute nightmare. So like I say, end of the story, for now anyway, is can they move it? If they can't move it, can they move this electric meter? Because the consumer unit comes after the electric meter, obviously, I'm sure it does. And then all the wiring for your house. If they can move it, then that's great, because we can have a double fridge freezer in there. That's ideal. And then going back to the kitchen design, if not, we're going to have to put a fridge under the unit in here and have a freezer in the utility area, which I'll basically show you. Where are those images? Let me just bring up photos. We want pictures of the utility. That's a good one. Oh, there's probably more detail on that somewhere. It's this one. No, I think that was the best image. Oops. There we go. So from this wall here, going across here, have some units built in that will function like a utility. This was an extension that was done to the building out of the back door, I think. So no load bearing walls or not all load. My friend Luke told me that not all walls in a property are load bearing, you know, because the joists or whatever that keep the roof up only span in one direction. So only 2 out of the 4 walls on a property are load bearing. But I just don't like the idea of having brick walls knocked down. It's just something about me. I just literally hate it. So unit space here with the freezer, but obviously that's nowhere near as good as having the double fridge freezer in your kitchen. And that's about it really. This software is pretty cool. I think there's probably more kitchen companies that have editors like this that run in a browser for designing kitchens, but they're probably a little bit difficult to work out how to use them. All these tools here, I think you're basically selecting out of a catalogue and bringing objects in, whatever takes your fancy. You just select them, and they do have move tools. I'll start moving one around because I don't know how to put it back because I'm not familiar with this. I use Maya, but like when I drew that over there, it moved it around and you can rotate it. So now going back into the 3D mode, that's missing and it looks like that now. And that's what this B&Q Spaces does. If you go down to the store, they'll hook you up with this through your email address. They'll send you a link, and you just open an account with B&Q, and then open the email, and it brings you through to this design. And just to show you briefly, live.com. If I just close that, leave page, and this is the project. So I've already got an account with B&Q, and then the email list to you, and you just click on it, and it opens up the design. Also, obviously that's the design. It takes a while to load the objects into the scene. So I'll just wait for that. Alright, 3D. I think most kitchen companies might have something similar. They might not put the tools in the hands of the customers like B&Q do. I've literally no idea about how the market looks at this stage, but I have worked in 3D before, so actually not worked, but played with Maya, Unreal Engine and C++. Item list. All the objects that were in that design there are listed here, because as you add objects to the scene, it includes it in a list, an itemized list, and obviously each object or part of the kitchen has a cash value, and it all goes into a list and gets summed up. We've got installation as 0 because we're using local men, not people who don't work for B&Q specifically to do the job. But obviously, if you can get them to look at a design and agree on something and then just hit buy, the total for that kitchen is £3,500. But if you're thinking, I haven't got that much to spend, oh, don't worry about that. There's finance options where, programmer's logic, banker's credit, you just have it fitted first and pay it off as you use it. Like leasing, renting a car or something, lease hire, anything like that. And that's it basically. That's all I wanted to say in this video. Alright, 22 minutes. Stop. I'll stop now. Bye.